Okay, so now we are doing another type of Punnett square. So it works essentially the same way, but the new type of Punnett square we're going to do today is for what happens when you have not just one color like red or the other like white, but what happens if you have a blend of the traits. So if you have a blend of the traits, that means that you are dealing with a type of dominance called incomplete dominance, where sometimes you get the red and the white, and neither one dominates the other, and they blend. So this is different than the type of dominance we did in our first type of Punnett square, which is called either simple dominance or complete dominance. So I usually call it complete dominance, but this is incomplete, where neither one dominates the other, so they blend. As such, we're going to write the alleles with no lowercase letters. So what's different in incomplete dominant Punnett squares is that you are going to have a capital W for, say, white, but then you don't have a lowercase w for red. You instead have a capital R. So that's different in two ways. One, it's two capital letters, and two, it is two different capital letters. And then if you get one of each different capital letter, that indicates that you blend the white allele and the red allele to get pink. So what would it look like if you had red or white then? If W is the allele for white, the only way you can be white for a genotype is to have two W's. To be red, the only way you can be red is with two R's. And then, of course, the only way to be pink is WR. So there are three genotypes for three phenotypes. Instead of for the last type of Punnett square we did, we had three possible genotypes. Example, this, this, and this. And the difference was that these two meant the same thing, say white. And this guy meant the recessive, which let's say that was red. So the difference is that we had two phenotypes last time and three possible genotypes, but now we got a third phenotype in pink. So this is why we write it a different way. And the only reason we write this a different way is to indicate that we have a chance of blending traits. So here's how you do the square. It's the same way. So you take the genotype. So we have a red flower, and it looks like we have a pink flower crossing together. And so you take one allele, you put it on the top. You take the other, put it on the other column. Put this guy to the left of the first row and this guy to the left of the bottom row. And then you cross them. Now, what happens when you have one of each letter? Which one goes first? It doesn't matter. The only thing I'll say is don't do this. Don't write WR here and then RW here, because that's going to confuse you. If you pick one to go first, keep it consistent throughout every square that would happen. So if we chose WR, we need to do that both times. And then here we go. So now we have 50% chance of getting a pink flower. And then we have a 50% chance of getting a red flower. Okay, now that's it. So today we're just going to deal with incomplete dominance, and then we're going to do some practice for that today.